Hey everybody, this is Mike Venus. This video is in response to Av McRee um, talking about Timbaland and a clip, which I watched the actual video clip on YouTube of him saying that music theory is bullshit. Now, he could have been saying that out of his personal opinion. I personally would say this. I grew up listening to Timbaland's music. I love the music he made with Missy Elliott, his partner Tim and Magoo, Aaliyah, Tweet, Genuine, Justin Timberlake, 50 Cent, Kanye West, and the list goes on. But I'll say this, Tim is from an era of hip hop where beat makers like himself were basically the top dogs. This is when music era was like, hip hop was mainly sample based, everything, you know. And he comes from that era. But also who comes from that era will be producers like Scott Storch, you know what I'm saying? Tim Kelly, part of Tim and Bob, Babyface, Tim Riley. These guys are musician producers. Now I'll say this. Timbaland made reference about you don't need music theory. You got something like the Launchpad. I use the Launchpad Pro Mark III or the Akai MPC or the Force. It's like this. I give this example. You got a person who got a knife, like a regular knife. You got a motherfucker that got a butterfly knife. Now, a butterfly knife, you got to know how to flip that thing right so you don't cut yourself. You know what I'm saying? Same with a swordsman. I like Samurais. Samurais have precision when they swing their blade. Then you just got people that just hack. Okay? If we're talking about music, and I'm going to say this, if you are serious about music, meaning this is something you pursuing as a career, something that you feel that you are led to do, then I would say yes. Music theory is vital to you making music. Now, my first instrument is the guitar. Now, my guitar is down right now, but once I get it, I'll probably get it fixed this weekend. Once I start incorporating that, you will see, okay, he's a musician. Not saying that me, playing chords or, performing on the past, which you have seen with my videos, but these are tools as well. But it's vital to understand what you're doing, because he was talking about it's all about feel. The feeling comes from the particular BPM, meaning how fast or the pace of the song, and also, equally important, the scale or key that you're playing in, because each key has a different feel, a different vibe. We'll use the word vibe. Now, in the comments of the few videos I've done on YouTube, and even people who listen to my music on my Spotify channel, the word that keeps coming up is vibe. Why? It's because I studied music theory. Now, am I saying I'm on some Berkeley level of music theory? No, but I do understand enough music theory that I can construct many different genres of music. Understanding music theory can allow me to do what I do now, which is basically I want to make hip hop. Hip hop is stemmed from basically beats, which is the term people like to use, which is just basically drum heavy. Without you don't even have to have a loop in the background, but now they're trying to make hip hop more musical. So now they're trying to incorporate loops because they used to sample by pulling compositions from musical genres like jazz, R&B, soul, funk, gospel, etc., rock, etc. More musical genres. Sample those little pieces they like, maybe a loop, maybe a sound or something that they like, and bringing it into the mix and then adding a beat on it. This is typically the workflow of Timbaland, right? There's levels, okay? Scott Storch, right, in 1 year made 100 million. You understand? Had at least 35 singles in the top 100. And I want to say that they stayed out of those 35. He dominated out of 52 weeks, had at least one song as the number one song of the country for 35 out of 52 weeks. And I might be a little bit off on that, but do your research. He's a musician that also produced. His main instrument that he used is the piano or the keys, right? And he understands what he is doing. Now, he might go and hire someone like Tim, who is a beat maker, who specializes in beat making, because you got different types. So if you are a beat maker, I would say you will always be at a disadvantage because you will need others to help complete the composition of music, meaning you need someone to provide chords or a melody, which all go back to scales, which all go back to music theory. And understand that even if you have a tool like the Launchpad, Launchpad Pro, which got chord mode on there, or the MPC that got progressions, chords, all that, or even the Ableton Push, which he used. Those are tools, but what good is it if you don't understand what you're doing? Or if you're trying to achieve something outside of a loop? Because hip hop is mainly loop-based, repetitive genre. When you get into music like jazz, R&B, which can be repetitive, you're going to start getting into more complicated stuff. And that takes knowing what you're doing. This was like something that people really took pride in when you look at people like, I forgot Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones studied music theory. Quincy Jones made music that has impacted generations and will beyond his career in music because he understands music. So I understand what he's talking about, the feel. That's why I use MIDI controllers. I don't really try to just draw shit in. Yes, that captures your feel, the essence of what you're trying to do. But with music theory, it don't matter if you use a MIDI controller or you draw the shit in or you do both. You're going to know what you're trying to get done. Knowing is half of the battle. You understand? So for him to say music theory is bullshit, I strongly disagree. If it wasn't for music theory, I wouldn't been able to put out, 472 songs last year. And I did it on my phone. Now, I understand he was talking about MIDI and how you can transpose and all that. That helps. But it helps even more if you understand what you're doing. Music theory is vital. I'll say the two secret sauces to the way I produce, and I can play any genre of music, is understanding music theory and then understanding MIDI. So music theory and MIDI. So I agree with Av McRee, if I'm saying it right, Traptendo, his channel, and what he said about it. Now there's plenty of tools out there that you can use if you're not used to the traditional way of learning music theory by like getting a book or going to school or taking classes or going online. Like I said, the Launchpad got 16 scales on it. The MPC got about, I want to say about 16 scales on it. Take your time, learn it. You know what I'm saying? The beautiful thing about the MPC, it tell you what the notes are in the key that you playing in. You know what I'm saying? But for him to just say, oh, well, it's bullshit, it's all about the feel. Take it with a grain of salt. He's a beat maker. His main concern and objective as a producer is to make a fire beat. He's not going to care about what key or chords or whatever is being played. He's going to lay down the beat. See? So like I said, on the MPC, you got notes. That's the major scale, right? Right? Then you got chromatic. Right? It even has the layout, like if you was playing it on a guitar. Right? One octave. And then you got chords. You know what I'm saying? And you got progressions. And you can make your own progressions. Also, the other thing about music theory, it also allows you to figure out what keys you like to play in to capture a certain mood, and you can construct your own chords. It's not hard. In the future, if desired, I will go into how to build chords, how to make your own chord progressions, or put MIDI into your machine and convert it into progression so that now you can play that chord progression in the 12 different keys. You know what I'm saying? But if you are an up-and-coming producer, you really want to get serious about music theory, about music, learn music theory, and figure out what type of workflow you want to do. Like I said, if it's working with a DAW only, if it's working with a hybrid setup with the MIDI controller in the DAW, or the MIDI controller and something like a MPC that has a sound source, or just work with hardware. But you still gonna need to know music theory so your stuff sound musical. You understand? Right. So I would strongly disagree with his statement, and I would say that if you're really serious, like I said again, learn music theory. It's not hard. You can go on YouTube. You can go to a bookstore. You can go to a library. But I'll say this: get interested in the particular genre that connects with you. So, like in this case, if you like hip hop, some of the artists that you like or producers that you like, figure out, okay, where did they get that sample, and then go study that music that they sample from. You will learn two things. You'll learn about that particular genre. You'll start to recognize certain chords and chord progressions they use in that genre, melodies, phrasing, and then you can start to incorporate that into your beat. That's just learning music. You know, And like I said, no disrespect to him. I like his music. I grew up on his music. I like that he's very creative and outside of the box, unorthodox. It kind of helped me because my sound and my music is unorthodox, but my music is musical. And anybody that listens to music will recognize that when they hear my music, that it is musical, and that that's what you want. You want stuff to be musical. You understand? Ain't nothing wrong with working with loops or, working on your drumming and stuff, but get into your chords. Chords set the mood. It's the atmosphere. That's my strength. And and also sound design. Getting the sound design. That's what really separated producers like Tim, um, Dr. Dre, um, Tim Kelly, Quincy Jones. It's sound design. You know, just learn the craft. Take your time. There's no rush, no hurry. But get good at what you do. And in this way, you'll find your own unique voice, your own unique approach to music, and this will separate you from the majority because the majority is just making a bunch of noise. You want to make noise or you want to make music. The choice is yours. So learn music theory. Learn whatever workflow you're going to do. Learn your tool and get into sound design and express yourself. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully, I'm not the most excited person. I'm pretty chill. But yeah. And with that, hopefully this was helpful. And like I said, if you want more, I'll get more into it. And with that, it's Mike Venus. Shout out to Av McReal. I like his channel. I learned a lot from his channel. And yeah, keep doing what you're doing, helping the producing community. And with that, y'all have a blessed day. And Mike Venus out. I'll see y'all later.